Hey everyone, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. I surprised my Valentine today. I had kind of mentioned to save a particular time, for today. And he thought he was going to get a massage or something. So I really surprised him when I got him a shooting sport, an hour to go shooting. And this particular shooting club is giving Valentine flowers and chocolates away. So they get both of us interested. So we're going shooting for Valentine's Day.
That's awesome. That
Any
sounds
other
really
crazy
fun.
Valentine's Day ideas?
I need to see if there's something like that around here. I
Yeah, we get three different guns to shoot, and they told you how many shells you got and stuff. So since I'm a farm girl that used to do target shooting, I'm okay with that.
Yep. Mom's a pretty good shot with a shotgun.
I was. Need to practice some more.
Um, well, we'll wait a minute or two for more people to join before we go live on Facebook, but we're excited to share some stuff about the heart this morning. And we also have some giveaways for the last few days from our Facebook and Instagram. So we're going to announce some winners.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and, well, maybe not, JR. I don't see where it lets me.
Should be upper left, go live on Facebook.
No, it's always been in another place.
Hmm.
Existing whiteboards.
Well, we'll figure it out.
That has disappeared. It was always a screen on the.
Hmm.
We're down where it says whiteboards on the thing. It used to
Mhm.
say,
Check the three dots, the more three dots by whiteboards.
I don't have three dots by whiteboards.
Okay. Change your window size and see what you get there. Or you can go to, hmm,
I guess I'm going to go out and come back in, you think?
no, that, I don't think so.
Well, technical difficulty. We're having trouble sharing this on Facebook.
Yeah, we are recording it, but we're not on Facebook yet, but we will figure it out. Um,
It was on the panel on the very bottom.
all right. Welcome everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Excited to see you all and look forward to chatting. Chat.
Well, obviously, the theme is our hearts. That's all about Valentine's Day. So that's kind of what we wanted to share with you with some ideas. And some of you are new, some of you are have been on before, and I guess we'd say regulars. So we really appreciate you returning and passing and sharing Facebook when it gets recorded and it gets posted, which will be later today instead of being live. So Joseph, you might also post on Facebook that, it will be posted later that live is not working. So,
That's a great idea. I'll do that.
but anyway, any comments about Valentine's Day or anything? And you might be thinking as our participant, if you have any testimonies, we'd love to have you share them. And if anybody has something right now, I see Julie has her hand raised. Is it a testimony? Maybe you could share that. If not, you might hold that till later. But Joseph, okay, there's Julie. Hi, Julie. You can unmute yourself and share, I guess, if you, hopefully you have a testimony, but we'll see
Yeah,
what you have to.
I didn't raise my hand for a testimony, but I can tell you an experience that I've recently had. I think it was maybe about 3 weeks ago, you suggested to run the weight loss or weight, even if that wasn't a goal. And I did that. I have been having issues with gallbladder and digesting fats. And when I ran that, I had so much gurgling in my, maybe it was pancreas, but in the mid abdominal region, probably around small intestines, mostly on the left-hand side. And I really believe it helped. The funny thing was I wasn't running what I thought would help me, and yet I received benefit. So I thought that was pretty spectacular.
Thank you. And sorry, we didn't mean to put you on the spot. We just saw your hand was raised. But it's really, sometimes that's what happened. And that's why those 1,000 frequencies as choices are really helpful. It's way easier than running down to the local, drugstore and getting something over the counter for 10 different ideas. You have it right on your wrist. All right. Someone else with a testimony? Joseph, are you letting someone else in, or is it just slow?
Oh, we have several. Okay. Sorry, I was posting to WAVwatch Frequency Fanatics. All right. Robert, will if you want to share.
Yeah, when can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you. And if you want to turn on your camera, that'd be great to see you too.
How do I do that?
Oh,
Where's
give me
that?
one second. All right. Now you should be able to turn your
Bottom
camera.
right corner on my computer anyway.
It says join as a panelist or stay as an attendee here.
Yeah, join as a panelist, and then we can see you on
Okay.
video.
Now you're muted though. Something happened, you got muted.
View, start video.
There we are. All right.
Hey.
Okay, there we are.
Hey.
I think I've had the WAVwatch almost 2 years now. But when I first got it, actually probably a couple of months after I got it, I developed a urinary tract infection, which I'd had a couple of years earlier, maybe 10 years earlier, and went on a week-long course of antibiotics to deal with it, and it dealt with it really well. But I decided to try and deal with it this time with the WAVwatch. And I was delighted that after a week of working with it with the WAVwatch, it was entirely gone. I never used any antibiotics. I never went to see a doctor. A friend of mine who actually had some problems with urinary tract infections kind of gave me some hints about other protocols to use on the WAVwatch, like the E. coli frequency. And that it was astounding to me that got handled, because that was quite an extremely uncomfortable experience. And then typically, when I start to have allergies, typically in the fall, I put on the allergy combo. Within a half hour, problem is handled. And I just go back to sort of regular living. My wife suffers from restless leg syndrome, and so I eventually just got a WAVwatch for her, so she didn't have to keep borrowing mine at night. And so she uses that. It handles the restless legs very well, and she's able to sleep through the night. So I have been very delighted with it so far.
Thank you. I love to hear testimonies from people. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Robert. And so important too. I was reading a statistic on elder care facilities, and there's such an epidemic of untreated UTIs
Yeah,
that then lead to further complications. And just knowing
right.
that it's really helpful for that is so great. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah. No, it's really like, I used to carry a first aid kit around, which had sort of very, very limited application. Now I'm wearing the WAVwatch pretty much all the time, or take it with me wherever I go. So now I sort of feel like I can treat all kinds of things that I never, would have to go seek medical attention for. So it's really been quite a lifesaver in a lot of different kinds of situations. It's a great, great product.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
welcome.
I think maybe we'll go ahead and start, and then we'll have time for some questions at the end. Hopefully that'll be the way it'll work out. So I'm going to share my screen now. So thanks again, Robert. Well, nothing's working today.
Oh, sorry. You're on a new computer.
Okay.
So you're trying to share your screen?
Yeah, my
You,
PowerPoint disappeared and all of that.
all right, we'll figure it out.
I guess when I was going in and out.
Okay. Well, while Linda's pulling up her PowerPoint, just I'm gonna drop in the chat the links. So as you guys know, we're giving away 3 Wave watches for Valentine's week, I guess. And so we're gonna announce those at the end of this call. So somebody on the call will be randomly chosen as a winner. And also there are posts on Facebook and Instagram that you can comment on those posts. And every comment and share and tag a friend is an extra chance to win. So I'm going to put the links to our Facebook and Instagram. And if you haven't yet followed those pages or commented on the post, you can do that. And then we'll pick a winner at the end of the call.
Okay, we're in business now. Well, again, I just wanted to say happy Valentine's Day. I really wish I would have taken that myself, but did find that on the internet. So thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And this is the staff that answers a lot of your questions and helps and writes the articles and just is amazing. I'm so thankful to have this staff. So happy Valentine's Day from all of us. Okay. And I hope you're doing something special today with your Valentine's Day. Then don't forget, we're all about 1,000 frequencies now. So if you haven't stepped up to the 1,000 frequencies, you're just missing a few ideas. You still have the full work. The watch is identical to the one with 870 frequencies on it. It just has a few more frequencies, but it's the same watch. It works the same way. Nothing else has been changed. And I just, again, have to share a disclaimer like I do always. Please do not tell anybody that something has cured. That's a word that we cannot use. We are not an approved FDA device, and that is because frequencies are still considered experimental. So they probably would never consider this a medical device at all. And we do use a few names once in a while that sound medical, just because we have to have a way to describe the self-care idea that you may be able to help with your WAVwatch if it is labeled that way. And don't forget, you can use lots of different ideas, just like Robert was saying. The E. coli was helpful also, and he played that during problems with urinary tract So different ideas can be used, not just what is labeled. So today we're going to be talking about heart healthy, obviously, heart healthy Valentine. That's what it's all about today. Love and, pink and red hearts and Valentines, and hopefully you're giving lots of kisses. So just a fun way to let you know that there are a lot of frequencies on the internet for your heart and for different things also. So you can go to, Google, whatever, and just type in frequencies and you will find some ideas like this. And I just wanted to show them to you. So there is starting to be a wider variety of frequency knowledge out there. And, this is just saying enhance your heart rate, arteries and blood vessels, quickly unclog. So that's one that you could listen to. Now, it makes a pretty strong sound, in my opinion. You have to hear the sound. And then here's another one. And this one is labeled heart repair and treatment, sound therapy, stimulate the vagus nerve and heart palpitations. So, it would be another idea that you could listen to. You would be sitting at your computer and you would have headphones on normally. Okay, that's the way these are supposed to be used. And then here's a third one. It's a little bit blurry, sorry about that, but healthy heart and healing frequencies. So again, the whole idea of using frequencies is starting to expand. And it's people like you that are sharing it with others that really helps us to get the word out. So as an educator, as an instructor, a teacher, I have continued that with the WAVwatch. After I got the WAVwatch developed, I felt that it needed to be taught. We have to have our eyes opened a little bit. So these are some ideas on the internet. And then we have the WAVwatch now that makes it a little bit easier so that you don't have to sit at your computer. You don't have to be stationary and you don't have to have something on your ears all the time. So there's some possibilities, taking control of your health. We're using frequencies that are simple, they're cost effective, they're drug free, it's self-care, obviously, and the whole idea is empowerment. So how's that? Just a few ideas that are using frequencies at this point. I have showed this picture before, but I wanted to share it again. Because it's really my favorite picture about frequencies. Now, this is from Stanford, if you haven't seen this before, and they were able to take different slides and images of heart blood cells, heart cells, I guess it's heart cells, blood cells, after they had been manipulated with a certain frequency. So each one of these little pictures is a different frequency. So if you've seen cymatics before, this is exactly what sand looks like on a plate, and then they introduce a frequency. Well, these are heart cells that have been introduced to different frequencies, and so they react. And so Stanford Med says a simple change in frequency and amplitude puts the cells in motion, guides them to a new position, and holds them in place. So I think that we do have a little bit of positive feedback from Stanford Med that the frequencies that I mentioned earlier, some of the places that are using frequencies, some of the ideas have to be fairly helpful. I can't say that that's a study, that it's verified, that it's, anything like that. But you put those two ideas together, and if we're using frequencies, surely we're making a change in our heart. So this is what the WAVwatch specifically has on it for you for heart frequencies. Now, these are just right out of the book, but sometimes people are missing them in the book, or they don't see, or they don't know exactly where it's at. But you just go to organs, heart frequencies, and these are all your choices. And sometimes people will be overwhelmed. They'll say, well, which one do I run? Sometimes they may have a tidbit from their doctor. Sometimes they may just be using prevention, and protection. That's really what the WAVwatch is all about a lot, is helping to protect. So you can pick one idea out, or you can pick them all out. If you're having heart problems, some of those frequencies may overlap just a little bit and help something that isn't necessarily labeled exactly how you had it. And gosh, John and Joseph, do you have any ideas on that? Any suggestions for people on using those?
You first, brother.
No, I was gonna say, sometimes I have a fast heartbeat that I'm trying to figure out, and yeah, I would just say, playing the whole folder, I think is the best idea. But also, if you know specifically, if you have tachycardia or something, definitely try that one. And yeah,
And
I'm
you
sure
could,
you'll go ahead. I'm sure that you'll get to related ideas. I think also, minerals like having salt with minerals, natural salt is helpful. So other things in addition to frequencies, but yes, definitely these are the frequencies I would play through.
okay. So nothing like putting my own sons on the spot, right? But I don't want to talk too much. So yes, you have quite a few choices. And don't forget, there's 4 different ways to set the watch, and that's in the lower left corner on the music screen. And so you could pick out one idea. If you know you have high cholesterol, you could pick that idea out and loop it a little bit longer instead of going through every single one if you're working with some ideas. But don't forget, we're thinking prevention, protection. And then here's another group of files, and these are newer ones. So if you have an 870 watch, they would not be on this one. These were new ones that I added. So we've got particular frequencies for aneurysm, for carotid stenosis, for vascular disease, and vasculitis. So these could be some more that we can do for heart protection, So again, those are pretty easy to do. You can pick, or you can have them run through all of those ideas or pick one in particular. And then a big question a lot of time for new people, and maybe for anybody else that comes on, but if it says aneurysm 2 and aneurysm 1, it's just differentiating that they are a different group of frequencies. So a lot of these particular sets, they're sets of frequencies, they may have 30 frequencies in them. And so this aneurysm 2 might have been measured by a different company that works with measuring frequencies. And there were almost 30 in this one and 30 in this one. So you can't put 60 in a set. So that's why they are separated. And sometimes you'll see, ideas. I think maybe parasites has parasites 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's because there's hundreds and hundreds of parasites. So we have to differentiate those in some manner. And that's all it is. It's not saying one's good and one's bad. Another way I always talk about it is it's like it's an Elvis song, or maybe an Elvis impersonator, it's just a little bit different, but it's still really good. And then we have a third idea that might be heart related. And these are they're in artery, vein ideas in pain. So you could go to those ideas, if you're having, trouble possibly with a blood clot. And we have had someone who gave us a testimony on a blood clot going away before he got to the doctor. So that was kind of interesting. Maybe you have varicose veins. We have testimonies on those. So again, all of these are similar. It's like I've already set up a playlist for you. So you don't have to sort through all of these. Can you imagine having 1,000 ideas, which we do, and we have those in files A to Z. So that is an icon that you can look at. But for you to do this yourself is extremely time consuming. So I've made you a playlist. You really have about, I'm not sure if I can guess, 110 playlists maybe already made up for you. Okay. And then don't forget to always play inflammation, pain, and trauma. If you've got some kind of a problem, I think that is the most important overall frequency. And a couple other people have said maybe circulation is the most important one, but I'm going with the inflammation, pain, and trauma. So those are the ideas about our watches that could be used for just the heart itself. John, did I cut you off earlier? Did you have an idea?
I've normally got some ideas, but I guess I've not had the need necessarily to run any of the heart frequencies personally. Um, but it is something that I'm kind of trying to do some more research on, just fully understanding more on the heart side of things, and seeing it as not just a pump, but I think a drum as well. So
I,
very interesting stuff.
I like that. A drum. Perfect. So I think we're ready to shift gears now because we promised you something on heart, the heart itself, and then the emotions when we think about our heart emotionally. So these ideas are so intimately connected. And I actually said that, and then I look at my screen and there it is, the word intimately connected. Um, they're so closely tied. So, I'm so glad that I found this on a website and I did give him credit for that. But have you ever heard of the expressions, you nearly gave me a heart attack, I was worried to death, or it broke my heart? We speak those terms all the time. So we know these connections. So now if we, switch into emotions, those are tied to our heart also. It's extremely close and something that we need to work on. Even if we think we don't have any emotional problems, it's a good idea to run through some of the ideas in the WAVwatch that are emotional, just as a double protection for your heart. If you're concerned about your heart, always cover the emotions. So it could be anything. It could be something really simple, but if it's bothering you enough, it may cause stress on your heart. And this is from the same site, eehealth.org. And again, they're just saying that the heart and mind coexist. Don't ignore your emotions. Okay. And they had these tips. I think they're fairly easy and we may know about them, but that's why we also have the WAVwatch, because we may not be able to do all these things. Or, don't you think our lives are getting just busier and busier and busier? Sometimes I forget to do something because I got 5 things on my list and my mind is just jumping from one thing to another. So, if you are having some heart problems, sit down, write in your journal, go to a professional if you need some help, do some yoga, deep breathing exercises. Of course, they always tell us to don't drink and don't smoke. But some people aren't able to cut that out yet, so try the addiction folder if you're into it, if you need some support with that. We have had a couple testimonies on the addictions. Exercise, again, it is winter time. It's really hard for us to get out, but see if you can figure out something to do to exercise a little bit. If you're, down and out, if your emotions are, you can tell you're a little bit low. And of course, we always want to eat anti-inflammatory foods. And that's why I'm saying maybe we're not eating as good as we should. So inflammation, pain, and trauma is my favorite idea that just jumps right in for the website and for health suggestions. Now, this next slide to me was a little bit harder to find. There is something called broken heart syndrome. I don't know that I really knew that or had used that phrasing much before. So it actually says that people who have had some kind of a really big stress factor, their risk of heart attack increases 21 times, 21-fold within 24 hours after the loss of a loved one. And we've been going through that a lot. There are more and more problems and deaths in our society. I have a sweet gal that works for me doing your packaging and shipping. And she came to work the other day and listed 4 friends that she had lost that last week. So, I immediately said, "Are you playing the emotions?" And she said, "Yes." So broken heart syndrome from stress. So our hearts can only take so much sometimes. So that's why I think that I'm so thrilled that the WAVwatch has about 100. I haven't counted them lately, since I put in the new 100 since I made the 1,000 frequency set. I don't know if I can rattle off exactly how many frequencies we have for emotions, but I think about 100 frequencies are for emotions. So we've covered that. So if you will play those after problems, we have all of these suggestions. And again, this is just out of the box, out of the booklet. I just listed them for you so that you could see how many that we do have. And there's not going to be a problem to run all of them. You can run more than one, obviously. Just let them loop through at night or during the day. It works a little bit better if you're not exercising, just give it a chance when you're kind of able to absorb, kind of have a slow day or drinking some tea. But we have all of these that are helpful and that we do need in these times of trauma. I'm having a hard time saying there is something like the syndrome, a broken heart syndrome. That's I don't again. I don't know how many people knew that that's an actual syndrome that they've now acknowledged. So these are some different emotions, and I have a whole workshop on this also. And these are called Bach remedies, and they were made from natural plants to start with. And then Edward Bach was a great medical doctor who was said to be able to feel the energy of a plant. And so his whole life was dedicated to finding plants that could actually help with certain emotions. And, it just sticks with me that he said that that God had provided certain plants for our physical ailments. So he knew God had given us something for our emotional ailments. And so these come from him. So I didn't have room in my booklet, and I believe I mentioned that, but I don't have the name of the plant that he took these from because I just couldn't get it all in the little booklet. But these are, again, natural plant remedies. And then people who measure remedies, there are at least seven major organizations that have measured remedies and their frequencies in the past. They were able to, take those frequencies, and we have them on the WAVwatch. So we have frequencies from these that originally started with plant remedies. So it's very, very natural. Can't get more natural than that. And then these are Bach remedies, again, singularly. And so some of them are from things that I can recognize. Let's see if I can. Oh, this one always sticks out. Number 4 on the right-hand column, impatient, nervy, and irritated. Well, guess what plant this came from? Just the title. That's from the impatient plant, the impatient plant. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then there's one for oak somewhere in there that, made me think, wow, that's a little bit of common sense. An oak just kind of bends in the winds, but it's very strong. And so it was, I don't know if I can see it in here. Anybody see one that they might attribute to oak? But you can kind of see that these are different plants, and his ability to provide those for us was very, very interesting. So we have all of these remedies. And then recently I put in the solfeggio frequencies and the chakras, and those are very much connected to emotions also. So those are some ideas that are very, very helpful for working with the heart physically and emotionally, because we don't want to get to the point where we really have that broken heart syndrome. People do, they may not realize it. Do not forget that we have emotional problems, and it has been it has been verified. It's been diagnosed that we have a higher death rate after somebody around us dies. I don't want to emphasize that too much, but then I do. Isn't that a funny thing to say? That's why we've got to cover ourselves. So are there any questions up until this point or anything you'd like to add? I do have a video of making playlists 2 and 3, if you haven't done that before, if you'd like to see that. Anything you want to add, John and Joseph?
Well, after that, we've got a lot of people that want to maybe
Mhm.
share. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this is just, I think this might be for, I've forgotten, 3 or 4 minutes, but this is making
Now,
playlists.
let's say that we have somebody who we want to make a second playlist for, maybe a husband and wife, or maybe you're sharing this watch with somebody who's in assisted living, like my mom, and can't do it herself. So we might want a playlist made and all ready to go. So basically what we're going to do is a little bit different. We're going to find the particular idea that we want, and I'll show you this again with maybe just a little bit different idea. So if we wanted to go to chronic, we could go down to chronic fatigue, and we could touch that one. Now this is a little bit different right here. Instead of putting it in the heart folder, you have to touch the menu bar. And then you very carefully go down. This one just goes one at a time, and you'll see add to playlist. So you'll touch add to playlist, and then you'll see your 3 playlists there. So we're going to add this to playlist number 2. And when I touch that, it opens up and it says chronic fatigue, yes or no. So you're going to touch yes, and it's now gives you a signal it's added to playlist number 2. Now, if I want to remove this, I have to go down one arrow, and it will give me a choice of which playlist. And then it will say remove from playlist, yes. So that's a pretty easy one there. Now, if you want to add it to playlist 3, not too hard now. You're going to add that to playlist number 3. If you want to take it out, you're going to remove from the playlist right in those particular areas. So playlist 2 and 3 go through the home screen, and you arrow down to add to playlist or remove from playlist. Hope that helps you.
Okay, so some people are asking me, why can't we have more playlists, and I'm going, because I've already created 100 playlists for you. Please try to use those, and one example is a really neat lady had put 70 ideas in her playlist, and then towards the end of our discussion she told me she had Lyme disease, and I said, oh, did you get all the ideas for Lyme disease? And she said, yeah, I got Lyme disease in there. And I said, no, there's really about 25 ideas that could be helpful for Lyme disease. So she had missed the majority of ideas. So that's why I'm saying find the category, find the problem, and I've tried to organize it. So you have lots of playlists already. Okay, so that's my little spiel for today. And any questions or whatever, however we want to do this. Looks like we've got lots in the chat. So, and some
Yeah,
questions.
definitely. Well, we've got several people that would love to jump in and share maybe. So looks like we've got a few. If you want to share a story or a testimonial or anything about heart or emotions, it'd be great to have you just raise your hand, and we'll bring you in to join us on audio and video as you're comfortable. So first up is Maggie. And so Maggie will bring you in to say hi. And you can unmute and turn on your video and look forward to hearing what you have to say. Oops, I think we may have lost Maggie. Do you all see her?
There,
Okay.
off
Oh,
mute.
hey, we can hear you.
Video. Oh no. Oh,
Yes, there you
Hi.
are. Good to see you,
So
Maggie.
that was you.
hi, everybody. So I'm really big on the heart thing because I'm one of the people that has a pacemaker. So I just run a few things on it, but every once in a while I run the whole list on heart, because I figure if I needed the pacemaker because my electrical system wasn't working properly, who knows what else is going wrong? So I might as well run everything. But something that I wanted to talk about is something I discovered recently. I play my favorites first thing in the morning after I recharge my phone because it's been on all night. I'm one of those people at 24/7. But and it's not like I've discovered that a lot of things in the senior section are better than me going to the other sections for similar things. So every once in a while, I would run the brain one, especially before I go out dancing, because it's like people recall and name recall, and I've always been bad with names. So yesterday was the first time that it was the first thing I put on. I didn't put my favorites on first. I did the brain, and I had not been feeling right for a few days. I was a little down, and that's not my personality at all. But anyway, I ran the whole brain thing, and I felt so good afterwards. I was just amazed by it. So it is now the first thing I run. I would suggest any seniors out there run that thing first thing in the morning. I also started getting that little slump later in the day, probably too close to bedtime, but I still ran it again, and all of a sudden I was fine again. I felt good. I had energy. My energy was back. So I highly recommend doing that, because if you're running a whole bunch of things and then partway through the day, you're throwing in extra things. And that's when I would probably put the brain thing on. I didn't realize what was making me feel better, but that brain thing is really good for me.
I love that information, Maggie. They tell you to drink a glass of water in the morning to kind of drain your brain toxins from the night before. Well, maybe that's exactly what you did. You started those frequencies in the morning, and maybe I'll add that. I haven't done that myself.
Yeah.
So that's
I do
great.
the salt I do the salt and water first thing in the morning too, though.
Yeah.
So, Linda, can I ask you a quick question, a little off this subject? I have a girlfriend, one of the lady I've been trying to win a watch for, who has had her left breast removed. And she says that she doesn't have lymph nodes in her left arm. And when we're out dancing, I quite often will put the watch on her. So, but she doesn't think that because of not having lymph nodes, that the watch wouldn't work there. So lately we've been putting it on her right arm. Can you tell me
still
something
work
about
okay. It should still be fine, but it's maybe a little bit better on the left. And I'm not sure how many lymph nodes she had removed, but it will help all lymph nodes in general. So that's the reason to run it, is to protect the other lymph nodes that she does have left.
So should we run the lymph node?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
right.
run the lymph node folder. Mhm.
We'll do that tonight.
All
When
right.
we go out dancing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Thanks,
I
Maggie.
love
Bye-bye.
it. Thanks for sharing. Have fun dancing tonight.
Thank
So
you.
awesome to have you on here. So Sandy had wanted to share, so we're going to bring Sandy in to talk and join us as a panelist. Sandy, do we have you? You should be able to unmute and say hi and turn on your video if possible. All right, let's see.
Hello.
Hey,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Hey,
You want to
how you
turn on your
doing?
video?
I know
We're
I've been
great.
getting these invitations to join
Yeah.
this since I bought my first watch, and I never joined them, but I'm so happy that I did today because I learned so many things today.
So glad you're here. Would you
I'm,
mind
I'm,
turning on your video so we can see you? I know you chatted and said you had
I
something you
don't, I've
wanted to
been
share.
trying to, but I
Oh,
can't.
that's okay. Look in
Okay.
the lower left. It says
Mhm.
video.
So, I can spend all day telling you all my testimonies because I strongly believe in natural medicine. And when I find out that they were selling this watch, I got the watch, and I read the whole book before I used it. And the first thing I did was to detox my body. That was on Friday. Saturday morning, I was cleaning my house and I got a kidney stone coming out. I say, wow, that has to be the watch. I didn't even know that I had kidney stones. So, so after I kept continuing, learning more about the watch, and I started treating myself for GER. I had a lot of acid reflux that I've been using medication for 20 years, and that turned my bones into jelly. So the doctor said not to take medicine anymore because my condition of the bones is gonna get worse. So I didn't know what to do to alleviate my symptoms. So I started using the watch, and the watch, every time I had the acid reflux, I started using it and treating myself. And that, um, every time I treat myself with that, it would take longer to come back until now it's gone. I don't have it anymore. And so I'm not using that, fix that problem. And I kept using it for a lot of other things. Not that long ago, I showed up with diabetes. Oh, one day my son came with his diabetes was very high and high blood pressure. And I said, try the watch. And I started treating him. And he said, Mommy, I feel much better. Where can I go to buy one of these? Because he lives in another state. And he said, where can I go to buy one of these so I can bring it with me right now? I said, you can't. You can just find it online. And I said, let me buy it from you because I need it more than you do. You look more healthier than me. So he took it, and then I ordered another one. But
Things
I
mothers do.
then I showed up with diabetes too and high blood pressure. So I've been treating myself with that because I don't want to take the medication that has so many side effects. And it's been helping me so much. Every morning, I treat myself for 2 hours, and that has been so wonderful. I treat myself every single day. I use it every day, and I take advantage of everything, and I love it. I improve my health, um, and I'm always happy. Even if I'm tired during the day, I put the I put the frequency for that, and once that starts working, then I get my energies back. It's been such a wonderful thing to be able to have one of these watches. And I thought, everybody, I wear it all the time, and everybody asked me, "Is that the new iWatch?" I said, "No, this is not an iWatch. This is a wellness watch." And they asked me, "What is a wellness watch?" And I always explain them and show them. And a lot of people just try to order it right away when I explain them the wonders that it's been doing to my health. And so I've been like having the best experience with this, and I'm so happy that I got it. And
Oh,
God bless you for this Zoom that you have, because I learned so much today. Even that
oh,
I have.
this,
I just wanted to add that you was talking about the heart today, and I treat myself. I have high cholesterol, so I started using the what is it, to clean the program to clean my veins.
mhm.
And when I did that, I had a sharp heart pain, and I got a little scared, but then it went away. And I think that was cleaning me. Every time that's when I get pain, when I'm treating myself, I know that it was something wrong and it's taking care of it. So one day I used the gamma brain, I think,
Mhm.
program for your brain. And I got into this big headache too. So I think it fixes it fixed something in there. But now I treat myself with that once in a while, and I don't get that headache anymore. So whatever was wrong, I know that it fixed it the first time. So this
Sandy,
thing
what
is
a precious
wonderful.
testimony. Thank you. And
Yes,
this is your
is
first
I
time on,
talked to
so
your
thank you,
husband the
thank you,
other
thank
day.
you.
I
Yeah.
called to the number in the book
Hmm.
because my phone, my watch wasn't charging anymore. And I talked to your husband, and we were talking for a while,
Oh,
talking
Carl,
about
he's
my
amazing.
experiences with that.
Oh,
So thank you
well,
so much. And I'm gonna try to join every time.
All
Mm,
thanks for
right.
joining.
okay.
Before we let you go,
All right.
Sandy,
God
can
bless
I?
you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, Sandy. Okay. Well, wonderful. Here's what we're gonna do. We've got a couple more people that want to share, and we need to announce some winners. So, I've got to do some counting on our Facebook and Instagram posts, and then at the end we'll announce the winner from this call. But let's see. The next person up, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but we'll bring you in. And all right. Is it in Inirual? Or is that your name backwards? Is it Laureen? Aha. Well, we've got you joining us.
Can tell the last name is Arnold.
Yes.
If you can
Last
unmute
name
yourself,
Arnold.
yeah, unmute yourself and say
Okay.
hello.
While we're waiting for them, we can pull in. Let's see, we can pull in Vicky while we're waiting for.
All right, Vicky, I see Vicky.
Hi.
Hi there. Just made it so you can also turn on your video if you want to share so we can see you, if that's possible, Vicky. If not, no worries.
And you're muted.
Yes.
There we go. All right, we got you. Nice room with the guitars. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. My husband, not me. I just have a fun, kind of quick one, but it is important. Of course, you know, the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl again, and we had like 17 people here in our house watching them with 8 kids. I mean, noise and craziness and, you know, the game. And so it was just kind of hard to stay calm. So my husband and I both put our watches on calming, and we were able to kind of sit through the whole game, and other people were up running around, you know, going around the room fretting and having a hard time. And anyway, it kept our hearts calm, and it kept us able to just enjoy the family and all the excitement. And you know, it's not as important as some of the health issues. We've had lots of good results with the WAVwatch on different health issues. But this is kind of a fun one. And a couple of the people said, oh, I need to get one of those for my friend because he is just a nervous wreck running around when the football games are on and things like that. So it was just a fun day and a fun way to stay calm and enjoy everybody.
I love that testimony. And if I could even add something, the week before the Super Bowl, you know, we're Kansas City people here, we're cheering
Right.
for them. I had a former Chiefs player come to my office and buy a WAVwatch. So
Oh,
I
fun.
was super excited. And I don't know if I should be, you know, saying his name or, you know, whatever, if that's good or bad. So I'm just saying a former Chiefs player. And
Oh,
then he
fun.
was going to the Super Bowl and he was making some presentations and he had his WAVwatch on.
Oh,
So
yay. Great
we will see.
advertisement. Well, fun.
Thank you. I love that little idea.
Thanks for all you guys do. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. All right. Is Arnold available? Sorry, last name Arnold. Can you come on at all?
Yeah, I just can't get my camera working here. I'm trying everything.
No
We're
worries.
good then.
Glad you're here.
Thank you. I do want to say, I have experienced this experience from a friend, and oh, happy Valentine's Day. What I wanted to say is, I am an energy medicine healer. I do energy medicine. I have worked with the frequencies. I do have a machine. It's a major big one. I just can't just take it anywhere. This is so convenient and it works so awesome. She did the 3D third eye on me for 3 times set going through. The end of the third set, 2 minutes before it was over, I was getting really nauseated. So I says, okay, I think I had enough. I took it off. And then I laid down. I slept for 18 hours. I've never slept that long. And I just must have went somewhere else because I don't remember anything. I came back, I felt so refreshed, amazing. But when I went back to work and I started doing my work, because I use the frequencies, all of this other stuff, I didn't use the frequencies this time, just to see what this machine would have done, if it helped my third eye or not. And I cannot believe it. I can see, I don't know, what all I can say on here, but I work in the 7th dimension with Saint Germain and that, with my healings and that. But now this is taking me up to the 12th dimension. I can see so much more. I know so much more. I mean, this has really taken me to a whole new level because my third eye was open before. I use it in my practice, but this is done something else. I don't know.
Wow.
But
And what did you play? You said 3 times. What did you play?
The third eye activation. I
Okay.
thought, she says, well, you want to try this? I says, well, my third eye is already open. She says, yes, I know, but something is telling me maybe. I says, okay, well, so I did. And like I said, when you put it on, you really don't feel anything. It's an inner work, but it does do its job. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I mean, this frequency stuff's out there. It's been out there for a long time, but you have taken it and made it so convenient that you could just put it on and do whatever else you're doing. And it works. This frequency stuff does work. And I know we can't say it cures, but I have been doing my practice for many years, 30 some years. And so I do know that it does make major difference. Frequency is everything. We are energy fields here. And but this is so convenient. Like I said, I have one that is on my computer, and that's another thing. This is offline also, so you're not getting all of that other 5G and all this other mixture of energies that really doesn't integrate with our system as well as this here is just a total changer for everything. I mean, this is like the next level Star Trek.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thankful that you have been so obedient to the spirits that has really guided you to put this together. You have really changed the game when it comes to healing modalities. For the convenience and everything you've set up with it. I mean, there's not hardly anything that you couldn't really work with on this. I mean, it covers just about everything. And it's just awesome, amazing. I'm so thankful. Like I said, it's out there, but you've taken it and you've put it all in this compact, easy to use modality that is truly, truly, I really don't know what all I can say here, but this could really replace a lot of that modern medicine out there. I was in the modern medicine for 20 some years in nursing, and this is just that's 3rd dimensional. This is the 5th dimension on up, and you have really created a whole new breakthrough that is this later on in the 10 years or so. This is going to advance so much, but this is like the first step to that advancement. And I just, I can see and the other, the futuristic manifestations, and I see where this is going. They're giving me glimpses of where you're taking this. This is just the beginning.
Thank you.
You have so much. You have it in the making. I mean, you have these visions of stuff coming to you now that is, are you taking it to the next level? And you're like, well, are they ready for it? Yes, yes, yes.
And that's why I have my sons on board. They're helping me take it. They've got new ideas too. And
Yeah,
they're bringing it.
It's time.
thank you
It's
for
time. I
sharing.
can hear the
We really
spirit now.
appreciate it.
Because of
Now-
using this, it has really taken me, I mean, I'm, like I said, I work the 12th dimensions now. And so and they're really talking to me all the time. And they're telling me right now to tell you, yes, everything they're giving you, it's time. It's time now, because this is the year that we're going into major, major shifting and really bringing forth these breakthroughs. And you have them already in your mind, thinking of them. It's time. It's time to bring them in. They're telling me now to tell you that. So,
Wow.
oh, you know what they
All
are,
right.
but it's
Well,
saying it's
thank
time.
you. We're unfortunately
we-
we're kind of out of time and we got to announce some winners, but thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it, and
Thank
everybody
you.
else that
Thank you
shared.
so much. I appreciate it so much. And yes, yeah.
All right. So
Now, just to clarify too, when I think of the third eye, I'm thinking the pineal gland activation, and that's in weight icon. Is that what you're talking about? Because it could be a chakra too. Did I?
I think that's probably what she was referring to.
So
But yeah, I've
there
got
is a
to yeah.
the decalcification
Um,
of the pineal gland is, so a couple different ways and ideas. You could use the chakras also, the sixth chakra. All right.
All right. So I don't want to keep everybody too long. And so I have taken some random numbers from wonderful people. So John gave me the number 377 for day one. Can you all believe we had over 520 comments on our day one post about favorite frequency? And so I'll just share my screen and we'll announce the winners for that. So for the day one, well, lots of stuff here, but it was actually somebody on Instagram. And so Your Pure Creation, they had the 377th by counting my favorite, and their favorite frequency is hormonal balance. So Your Pure Creation, you're the winner, and we'll respond. And also just an important note for everybody here. We have had some fake accounts trying to get you to enter your credit card or whatever. So just be careful. Anytime something doesn't look like it's actually WAVwatch, or they say, some fake name and pretend like they're us and they're trying to get your credit card, don't put your credit card in to anybody on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. So that Your Pure Creation will let you know. And then that's the day one winner. Congratulations. And then for day two, give me 1 second. This is that is Sean Urban Pro Painting, and that my wife chose the number 117, and their comment was help my aunt with heart issues. Awesome. What a great time for today. And also tagged a friend to look in it for your aches and pains. So, and last but not least, we have 132 people in the call. So Sean Irvin, I'm going to reply that you're congratulations. Linda, would you pick a number between 1 and 132, and we will give a winner on this call.
77. Yes.
All right. So let me count through our attendees, and 77. All right, gonna take me just a second.
Yeah.
All right, 10, 20.
He really is counting these.
Yes, I have set it up to scroll through 10 at a time, and now we're at 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Lori Grimes. Lori, you're the winner. I pulled you in if you want to say hi, and then we can.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. Stay, and just send us your email in the chat, and we'll get your address to send a WAVwatch to you. Okay. All
Sounds
right.
perfect. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations, winners.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations. So And thank you for all the chats and comments. Love to be generous and give away watches. And thank you all for engaging and sharing your favorite frequencies. And if you are not already, go follow us on Facebook or Instagram for next month or next week or whatever we end up doing. So thank you all.
Thank you
Happy
guys for your
Valentine's.
generosity.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Thanks, Vicky. All right, Lori, if you could email joseph@wavwatch.com, or I think I've got you on the chat here. I think Lori has already jumped off, but we'll find her. Oh, there we go. I got it. I got Lori's email. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.